Democrats are not having Joe Biden on the primary, but there's actually a fake robocall of Joe Biden that has been circulating around New Hampshire telling Democrats not to vote today. The New Hampshire, they've got this. So this fake robocaller is saying, what a bunch of malarkey. It's important that you save your vote for the November election. It says voting this Tuesday only enables the Republicans in their quest to elect Donald Trump. Your vote makes a difference in November, not this Tuesday. And then the message concludes with a phone number belonging to Kathy Sullivan, who's a former New Hampshire Democratic Party chair, who now runs a super PAC supporting the campaign to urge New Hampshire Democrats to write in Biden's name in the primary. Why do they have to write in Biden's name? Because he's not on the primary ballot. Why is he not on the primary ballot? Because the DNC tried to strong-arm New Hampshire into giving up their place as the first primary in the nation. And New Hampshire gave them the middle finger and basically said, we're not going to do what you want just because you're afraid that Joe Biden is going to be embarrassed. Now, why would Joe Biden be embarrassed? Because back in 2020, he was the supposed front runner, but during the New Hampshire primary, he ended up in a embarrassing 5th place. Remember, that's where he called a woman a lying dog-faced pony soldier. It was in New Hampshire. So he ended up skipping New Hampshire the last primary. He didn't stick around for his own campaign party. He instead just went straight to South Carolina. What Democratic Party didn't want to see was another embarrassment for Joe Biden. There are 2 other people on the ticket. There's Maryanne Williamson and Dean Phillips, and they didn't want to see Joe Biden. And at the time when they were trying to pressure New Hampshire into moving past South Carolina to moving their primary date to later and allowing South Carolina to go first, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was also running as a Democrat. And they were really afraid that Joe Biden would just end up defeated and embarrassed in this primary. So New Hampshire said, we don't care what you think. We don't care. It's called democracy. We have to allow a vote. We're the first in the nation. It's per our Constitution. And we're doing it. And if your candidate is piss poor and nobody votes for him, not our problem. It's called democracy. Take it or leave it. So New Hampshire defied the DNC. In fact, the DNC did all kinds of crap to New Hampshire, trying to get them, really trying to strong arm them, trying to push them around. They used all kinds of tactics, I suppose, to get them to push it. But they didn't. So then after New Hampshire said, no, we're still going to do it. In fact, New Hampshire sent a cease and desist to the DNC at one point, saying, stop telling people that our vote doesn't matter. Stop telling people that voting in the New Hampshire election doesn't matter. Because then the DNC took to another tactic. When they realized that New Hampshire wasn't going to do what they wanted, that they weren't going to play ball and push their primary till after South Carolina, they started to move to other tactics, which is basically smearing the election in New Hampshire, saying it's worthless, that it's meaningless, that it doesn't matter, saying democracy doesn't matter in that state. Here's the Democratic Party, the group that says that they're protecting democracy, saying we don't care about democracy in New Hampshire. It doesn't matter there. It doesn't matter. Your vote doesn't count. And so the Attorney General actually sent a cease and desist to the DNC and said, shut up. Our votes matter. This is democracy. You will stop saying that. So they've had this row between the DNC and New Hampshire. Now there's this robocall. So then the DNC realizing, oh crap, they're going to do it anyway. We've tried everything. They then started to push for a campaign because they'd already missed the deadline to have Joe Biden's name on the ballot. That was one of the moves, the power moves that they tried to make in order to get New Hampshire to kowtow to their desire, was by removing Joe Biden, not putting his name in. And New Hampshire said, okay, then we're still going forward with the Democratic primary. His name's just not going to be there. So then the DNC said, well, then crap, we got to work on getting his people out to write in his name so that he doesn't look like an idiot and he actually wins this primary, because they're going to go for it anyway. And that has been their campaign of late. But now there's this robocall going out saying, don't go out and vote. Don't vote. It doesn't matter. Your vote matters later. Now that's under investigation by the state of New Hampshire. Is the Attorney General's office is actually investigating this caller. it likely came from Democratic operatives. Maybe not the DNC itself, but maybe a super PAC that's affiliated that went around making these robocalls. But it is illegal. It's an unlawful attempt to suppress its voter suppression. So whoever's behind this is going to hopefully pay a price. You're not supposed to be doing this. So now there's two people tonight on the ballot, Maryanne Williamson and Dean Phillips. In fact, let's look at the other two candidates, because in New Hampshire, unless you're going to write in Joe Biden's name, you've got two options tonight. Let's take a look at these two options. Here's what Maryanne Williamson had to say yesterday about today's primary in New Hampshire.
Hi, I'm Maryanne Williamson, and I'm running for President of the United States. Why? Because I'm the one who will beat Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not a traditional politician, and a traditional politician will not defeat him. We're going to defeat him with an energy as bold as his is, but an energy that's a vision of possibility for the average person, the working people of the United States, which should be the unequivocal advocacy of the Democratic Party. We're going to offer tuition-free college and tech school, Medicare for all, subsidized child care, tuition-free college, and a guaranteed living wage, a guaranteed sick pay. We're going to turn a war economy into a peace economy. We're going to turn the scourge of addiction into the gift of recovery. And we're going to turn a dirty economy into a clean economy. There has been a 50-year war on the middle class and the poor in the United States. I'm Maryanne Williamson. We're going to end that war. I'm going to make sure of it.
All right, so that's one person you can vote for. He is a congressman from Minnesota, and he's also on the ballot. So those are your two choices tonight, unless you're going to write in Joe Biden. But we will be watching tonight's primary, and then we'll just see how it goes. We'll see. We'll see. That's the best we could do.